Hey everybody, Steven here, and today I am actually excited to talk about this product because this is the Comica BoomX-D wireless microphone. Now, they reached out to me a while ago and they sent me over this Comica microphone right here. I'll make sure that there's a link that pops up for this one. And I've been using this since. It's a phenomenal microphone. And I've wanted to get more into the wireless microphone kind of realm because right now I have the Movo micro microphone that's actually on my Sony a6400 camera here. And it works good, but with the Sony a6400, the placement is a little bit off, and I just kind of want to move towards a wireless microphone, more like a lavalier. So with this, I'm going to get into the specs, I'll get this thing unboxed, and then we'll look at the product, and then I'll actually test it out so you can hear the audio with this. So features: 2.4 gigahertz digital wireless global free frequency, dual transmitters triggered by one receiver, visual power, audio dynamic monitor and other display functions, internal and external mic to input modes, mono/stereo switchable output modes, real-time audio monitor, broadcasting quality audio. And this, by the way, on this microphone, I had a Yeti, a Blue Yeti. This is, I believe it's a condenser microphone. This one is just really good quality with this, so I'm expecting the same out of this as well. RF technology, auto frequency adjustment, stable transmission, low latency, less than 20 milliseconds, working range up to 50 meters. That's 164 feet. That's crazy. Depending on the weather today, if it cooperates, I'm going to see if I can go outside and actually just showcase a little bit of that range with this in my backyard. Designed with multifunctional belt clip and compact. So I always liked their boxes too. I don't think I have the other one over here. But we'll take this off. So the presentation in terms of the box, I think, is really good. And open this up. There it is. Very compact. So we have the receiver in the middle. I'll pop this out. Whoa. And it already started going right there. So that's the actual receiver right there. And yep, you can see right there the visual representation of what it's looking like. So you can monitor the decibel levels with this, which I had one other lavalier, the Kimafun. I didn't actually have the ability to do that with that. So we have this. On the back, we'll have the belt clip. So charging cable, reset button. It looks like we have the mic in, but also it looks like right there, it kind of seems like you could almost just talk into this. Just hold it like a microphone. We'll check that out with the testing of this. And then on the other side, you have the mute and pair button with that. Underneath this, user manual. I'm going to have to kind of look through that for a second when I get this set up. And then two boxes here. Oh, I was like, what is this? So this little guy right here is going to be the little pin you would use to actually push that reset button. Is my assumption, yeah, because it's way in there. So you could actually just slide this in and reset it. And then let's open up this. Looks like a cable. Yep. So this would be that, like a lavalier, right? Where I could clip this, run this to one of the transmitters here, keep this underneath my shirt, which is the hope with this, is that I'll be able to just keep this right here. Potentially using it for videos, if it presents just better audio compared to my Movo micro microphone here. And then this is going to be another one right here. I also like the fact that you have two. With the training stuff that I do, a lot of times I may be doing a video with another trainer where we're going over something, and the ability to have both of these microphones is going to be really nice. Let's see. Get this open. This feels like another foam pad. Might be a replacement. Oh no, this is the, and I like the fact that they have this. The Kimafun one didn't have this, which this is going to be, and my Movo one has it on right now, but just that kind of wind dampener with this. So we have that. You'll get another one. And this is going to be aux to aux with this. So this being, if you're going to actually, which is how I'm going to have to set this up. So I'm going to have to take this receiver and then I'm going to have to plug it into the DSLR camera here. That's going to be with this auxiliary cord right here. We have another one. And I believe we should just be able to use that. I mean, it's aux to aux, so you could also use it with this as well, the transmitter. And looks like another one, but this has an orange tip with it. This says for Sony, Panasonic, and Fuji, etc. So this is actually going to be the one that I would use for that. So these other ones are just going to be for running that. I'm assuming to some type of external speaker. And then of course you're going to get your micro, or yes, finally moving over to USB Type-C. So you're going to get your USB Type-C cable with this so you can actually charge these things. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time with this. I'm going to change up the environment. I'll actually shoot obviously back here with my computer, but also I want to check outside just to see how that goes. And because it has this, it doesn't matter if it's windy. That'd be a good test actually to see how well this actually works with this. And then beyond that, talking about some more of the specs, because I'm curious to see with this, and I want to say that that is everything in the box. I just want to make sure. The battery life with this as well, how long this is actually going to last off of a charge. The good news is if it's just me, which it is most of the time, I can have one charged and then use the other one and then I just swap them out. So I'm never actually having to wait, which I like that. Where if you just had the one, I mean, if you're out and about and you run out of battery with this thing, you're kind of out of luck with that. So that's the product itself right now. Like I said, going to spend some time with it. Let's cut ahead and I will actually be using this wireless microphone so you guys can hear the quality with this. All right, so all set up here. Setup was really easy. Turned on the receiver. I actually have it so that the clip with that, it actually attaches to the bracket that I bought specifically for the Sony a6400. It's actually so that the microphone is off to the side. Otherwise, it actually blocks the LCD screen that I can actually see myself, the viewfinder right there. And so clipped onto the side, it actually holds. It's a very low profile, especially compared to my Movo microphone. And with the wind muff on that, it's just a bigger attachment. So I like the fact that it actually condensed everything. Then I actually have the transmitter in my pocket right now. Got that right here. I'm going to show B-roll of how this actually clips in, and what I like about it is the clip with this, it actually has a little bit of an attachment. So there's a hole, it slides in there, and so it's harder to just yank out. So if you're moving around, this thing isn't going to pop out. I like that part of this. Very good design. I was right, by the way. The top of this is a microphone. So if you just wanted to hold this near your mouth and actually speak into it, and I should be able to actually unplug this and have this work. So we'll test that out right now. So if I'm just holding this right here, it's going to be a little bit louder, but if you wanted to just hold this and I don't know, maybe you're interviewing somebody or something like that, that is an option. I'm going to plug this back in. Once it's actually attached, you're good to go as long as these are obviously turned on. They're automatically paired to the receiver. And then I have this in stereo, not mono. I did put the wind muff on this already because I'm going to go outside. It is quite windy today, which is good because I want to see how this actually does in that environment. Now, my yard isn't massive, but I'm going to stand in front of the camera and back up so you can at least see some distance. I'm not going to be able to do the 164 feet. I'm not going to test that out. Maybe for the review, I could try to get that, and I'll actually line the camera up and then just walk down the block or something. I'll figure out how I'm going to do that. I went ahead and unwrapped for the most part everything else. And with this, what I do like is there are little tags here. It tells you what it's for. So this one right here, and it even has it on the side. So this is gray, and then on the side here, it has an image of a phone. This says for phones. So take this other one right here, Canon, Nikon, etc. That one's going to be here. And then you have the other one that says for Sony and all of that. So really good package. Everything that they've done with this is just top notch. They do have other versions of this that you can buy. I'll make sure that those are actually in the description, as well as a link for this. So with this, you can do another version that actually has the receiver that's really meant more for phones. So it'll plug into the bottom of your phone. Now, I'm not going to test today the monitoring of the audio. That'll be saved for the review, because I definitely want to do a review for this. On the LCD screen, it's telling you the signal strength. It's going to tell you whether it's paired or unpaired. The battery life, I checked in on that. It's a 300 milliamp battery. Both the receiver and the transmitters last 5 hours. That's really good. That's phenomenal. I mean, my battery life with this camera and the battery here is usually depending on how much B-roll I'm shooting and turning on and off of the camera and then using the viewfinder there, but it usually lasts about an hour. So, I mean, it's going to go through 5 cycles of that, which is really nice. Beyond that, it'll tell you the transmitter that it is. So whether it's the A, which is what this one is, or B, which is this one. So you can actually see the decibels with that. So if I'm interviewing somebody, hey, I want to make sure that they're relatively the same, which I'm going to do for this whole video. And I'm going to leave the audio for the most part not tinkered with, other than making sure that the levels for the beginning when I'm using my Movo and this are relatively the same. I like to stick somewhere in the -6 to 11 decibel range for peak. I might adjust that, but I want to actually go ahead and do a snippet right here. We're going to layer on adaptive noise reduction and vocal enhancement with Adobe Premiere Pro while I talk about this next part. So with this, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was just specifications again with this. So wireless band is 2400 to 2483.5 megahertz, transmitting power plus 10 dBm. Receiving sensitivity, -86 dBm, antenna, PCB antenna, polar pattern, which usually people want to know what that is, and this is omnidirectional, which is the same thing that I actually have with their microphone over here. Frequency response, 80 hertz to 20 kilohertz, sound delay, less than 20 milliseconds, external mic input interface, 3.5 millimeter, battery, that's what we just talked about. Battery life is the 5 hours. This only weighs 29 grams for these. And then the dimensions, 39 by 22 by 55 millimeter, and then operating temperature 0 degrees to 50 degrees Celsius. So that is going to cover that. And that was actually that snippet of me tinkering with the audio a little bit. I don't mess with Audacity that much unless I absolutely have to with clearing out white noise, but with Premiere Pro, with the adaptive noise reduction, I've just found that it actually does very, very similar work to what I find with Audacity. But I want to take this thing now and I want to go outside with it and then just kind of finish this video out and show you guys that distance. And hopefully, because like I said, it's windy, we'll actually have some wind reduction, and hopefully we don't hear it at all, honestly, with this wind muff being on. So let's go ahead and cut to outside. All right, so outside in my backyard here, not only is it very windy today, but the elementary that my son went to is actually right behind my fence here. So you're gonna hear potentially some noise from them. I did mess up. So when I put this in stereo, that's gonna be more for when you have 2 people. So you have that left and right side. I'm able to tinker that and change that to mono in Premiere Pro. So something to just make note of is if you're just gonna be doing something by yourself, you're gonna want it in mono. I was just curious to see what it would actually sound like, and it was only coming out of the left side. Like I said, tinkered it in Premiere Pro and then was able to get it to actually play out of both sides. So with this, I'm going to start to back up. My backyard isn't massive, but this should get us, trying to think how many feet this is going to actually get me here. Go all the way to here. I mean, that's going to be a good distance. I'm guessing probably 35 feet. I don't know the dimensions of my house, but I'm beyond the edge of it, and the camera set up to the other end, so it's gonna be a good distance here. So yeah, probably about 35 feet, maybe 35, 40 feet. like I said, that doesn't get you anywhere near the 164 that this can do, but with the elementary in the background, that may be something that I can actually go. It's a huge field back there, so it may be something that I can go there and kind of measure out. I'm gonna actually have to have my wife most likely help me so that she can monitor the audio also. So that's the other thing that I want to test with the final review on this. But this is a price point of $259.99. That's a high price tag for this. I think it's worth it, to be honest. I've only used the one other one, which was the Kima Fun, which was like $90. This smaller form factor, you get the two, not just the one. This only had one transmitter, so it could only be me. And it didn't have an LCD screen so that you could monitor. It didn't come with the WIN muff here. It didn't have the same distance either, so I couldn't go 164 feet with it. I think it capped out at like 50 to 100 with that. So I think this is a really good deal. And my other microphone I mentioned, I mean, I've been using that mic since I got it, and I love the sound quality with it. Same here with great sound quality. Now I do want to do another thing here. I want to split this right now. All right, so at this point we will be using the adaptive noise reduction and then the vocal enhancement with this, so you guys can actually hear the difference between the two. So yes, I definitely think it's worth the $259 to $260 with this. I'm just really impressed with their products and the fact that they have other options also. So if you're going to be messing around with the phone more, then hey, they have one where the receiver is really designed for phones, versus, even though you could still use this with a phone, you could plug it literally into the bottom of the phone, which is really, really cool to see with that. So I'm going to list those other ones in the description, as well as this one if you guys want to pick that up. If there's anything that you want me to test for the final review with this, let me know in the comments section. So if you guys like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. Thanks so much for watching.